Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Crime and Justice Report on Pinnacle TV. My name is Glory Irubo. On today's episode, I will be unraveling the story behind the death of Umoren, the 26 years old Akwa Ibom job seeker who was raped, murdered and then buried in a shallow grave. There have been lots of stories and counter stories flying all over the media space as regards the death or the cause of Umoren's death. On this episode, we are going to be looking at those stories and be countering and knowing the one which is actually correct and the one which is just a mere rumor. Meanwhile, Umoren has been buried in her hometown in Akwa Ibom State amidst tears, pain, sorrow, sadness, mixed feeling. What a word. We pray that Umoren gets justice. We pray that the Nigerian judicial system will not fail her this time around. And I pray that God gives her family the fortitude to bear such loss, because Ini was a promising star. Also, Frank Uduak Akpan, the suspected 20-year-old killer of Umoren, was paraded by the police during the burial of Umoren over the weekend. Uduak Akpan disclosed, should I use claimed? He claimed that Umoren consented to him sleeping with her in exchange of the job. He also disclosed that things went wrong when he started to fix the condom. Then Ini became furious and hit him with a stabilizer. Then he retaliated by hitting hard stabilizer on her head.
I asked her whether she can work in a farm where hard drugs are kept. I asked her whether she can work in a farm where hard drugs are kept as a secretary. And she said that she can, that she's ready to do the job. So when she came, I revealed to her that this farm doesn't exist. There's no farm like that. It was just a box. So then I told her that before she leaves that I would like to have sex with her, and she agreed, but she gave a condition that I should use a condom, which I did. And while I removed the condom, she became furious and she took the nearby stabilizer to hit me on my head. And then she beat my left ring finger and tried to reach for the door, screaming and tried to reach for the door. So while I was bleeding, in a bid to stop her, I used the stabilizer to hit her. And when I hit her, she fell and started
steady one plane, get it.
And Nigerians have reacted. They were so angry. They were like, well done to Uduak Frank's lawyer, because they were so sure that it was a lawyer who cooked up such story that they describe as evil story. So we don't know, I wasn't there, but if you should ask me personally, I don't believe that Umoren will agree to sleep with Frank for just a job. What was the job? He said, okay, the job was she was to become his farm secretary. So personally, I don't know. Ini is not here for us to hear her own part of the story. I don't believe it. So like I said, as serious as Ini's death is, some persons are using it. Trust Nigerians now. Some are using it to catch cruise. Some are using it to, I don't know, is it cruise? Is it clout chasing? And it's not fair. It's not fair. You come on social media, you see this story, you see that. People are distracting the police. You are distracting people with such rumors. So I want us to look at some of those rumors that were flying all over the place last week. One of these was David David Houdin, though I don't know if this is a rumor or not. David Houdin, an independent investigative journalist, earlier last week made series of tweets instigating that Akpabio and his wife played a part in the rape and eventual death of the 26-year-old Umoren Umoren. He further disclosed that Davok Hotel, which was used by the suspects for their ungodly activities, is owned by Akpabio's wife. Interesting. Akpabio, as expected, you know Akpabio now, Abi? He's a senator, Abi, chairperson of NDC, whatever. Akpabio, as expected, reacted to the allegations through his lawyer, Octobong Iyang. He demanded that Houdin should retract the news publication and apologize within 14 days, failing which he would take legal actions against him. Houdin, on his part, rather than apologizing, has asked for authorization to Airtel and MTN to release the voice note of the conversation between the alleged suspects. This, he presumed, will settle the whole matter and for Nigerians to know who is actually lying and who is not lying. So, over to you, masses. I don't know how to settle this one. Another story that was making round was that of Kufri Effiong, who is a senior civil servant working at the Niger Delta Ministry. The story claimed that he was in contact with Uduak before his arrest. Same goes to Samuel Ezugo, who is a superintendent of police, who also happens to be the DPO of the police division that supervised the arrest of Frank Uduak Akpan. Both men have, through media publications, disclosed that they were only in talking terms with Frank Uduak Akpan, the culprit, to facilitate the arrest. Okay, the police actually said something to this effect. Like during in his burial, they interviewed the father. He said that Kufri Effiong was actually his nephew, his brother's child, and Frank Uduak Akpan attested that Kufri Effiong was his cousin. Another story was, and all this, so it's obvious that this is false. Another story has it that the family is into ritual. The family business is ritual. The police debunked that. He said that there was no such thing. Then another story has it that they found a lot of shallow grave in Frank Uduak compound. The police said no, that if anybody have such place, that they should show it to them. The police also debunked that claim. Sound. Then another story that made round last week was that Uduak Frank, trust Nigerians, I hail her now. Another story making round last week was that Frank Uduak Akpan has committed suicide. The story went as far as saying that Uduak, he used his trouser while in the cell. He hung it to his is it gate or something like that, and then he used it to commit suicide. So the police actually came out on Friday during Umoren's burial, like, Nigerians, what is it now? How can you use trouser to commit suicide and stuff like that? I don't really blame them. They're only trying to be careful but at least people should, at least now, when something is too much, people no longer take you serious. So when the rumor is serious, even the one that is truth, people will just take it as rumor. So please, let's slow down on the rumor. Let's slow down. So I think we should hear from the police.
I will
has been going around experience. The prime suspect has been the mother of Umoren. And he has committed suicide in his bed. We are suspect of mother of trouser. That the real person is giving it tomorrow. He has committed suicide. All over the world. My headquarters have asked for a report, which we have done. We are Nigerian police officers. There is no difference between the officer in Force CID and State CID and even in the division. We all had the same training. Mother is mother. The same principles guide the investigation. They have not asked me to transfer it after I've sent the report. If they ask, it's even still open now. But the IG, in his infinite wisdom, did not find a need for it because at the end of the day, we are on the right course.
Please click the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. You don't want to be seeing my fine face. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. If you love me, or even though you don't love me, I love you. Subscribe to this channel now, for my sake. People want me to cry. Subscribe now, eh? Or you subscribe. I beg now. Okay, thank you, because I know you are going to subscribe. So the last thing I wanted to say was that Frank Uduak Akpan, he attested that he have actually 6 girls has actually fallen for his trap, like he has raped 6 girls, and then Umoren was the only one that he has killed. This story, I always get so emotional whenever I'm talking about Umoren because her death was so tragic, and I pray that Nigerian justice system does not pay her. That's what I'm praying for. Alright, this is all we can take on this week's episode of Crime and Justice Report on Pinnacle TV. Thanks for watching. Bye.